Make sure we visited the co-op behind me. That's the Gem, Mineral, and Fossil Co-op. It is on Oracle Street here in Tucson. It is the most incredible display of fossils. And, well, let's go in, check it out. This is the largest skull I've ever seen of a Triceratops. I mean, this is big. It's enormous. We'll look at that in a minute, but I wanted to see this. This is a Stegosaurus. 155 million years ago, this creature roamed the earth. What's that?
Yeah, in the style of Fabergé.
Yeah, Fabergé.
Yeah,
It's gorgeous.
yeah. Got a lot of the barrels in it.
Looks pretty neat.
It's pretty wonderful.
You know, your lighting is great. That's half of it right there, right? In terms of presentation work. How long have you been here?
In this room, 5 years now.
5 years?
About fifth time, yeah.
Can I interview you real quick?
Sure.
All right, great. How'd you get started?
Hobby that went out of control. Started as a kid, of course.
Yeah.
Grew up in a ranch in south central South Dakota.
And it had fossils on it and stuff?
Yeah. But the house was built on a Miocene-Pliocene riverbed.
Yeah.
And had Gomphotherium ivory and all kinds of vertebrate fossils and petrified wood.
No kidding.
Coming out there
Yeah.
and under the house and on the creek bank and in the hog yard. The hogs would root out occasionally a nice piece of elephant ivory.
Yeah.
Plus we had beautiful, beautiful moss agates that
Yeah.
weathered out in the buttes around us and artifacts.
Yeah.
And also buried crystals in one of the creek banks.
And that's how you got started?
Well, that's how we got started, but of course every kid has some
Yeah.
sort of a hobby.
Well, you had to grow from there. You had to, you branched out.
The growing part got in pretty fast.
Yeah.
My uncle was a minister in Mission, South Dakota. A member of his congregation had a geological museum, Seitner Geological Museum, and he collected this Gomphotherium around 1930 in a road cut. But when my uncle was a minister, he would take my uncle out collecting. My uncle left the year I was born. That man died the year after I was born, but my uncle got hooked. Every year he would come out, he would go collecting. And in 1960, he took the three older of us children along with him on a collecting trip. And I collected my first baculite, would have been sometime around 5.
Sure.
But when everybody who ever gets really hooked into it really collects their first stuff.
You know, I'm from the Chicago area. And one of the things
I'm from there
love
too.
to do.
I never was born and raised there, but I've been there before. So
I was born there. But anyway, one of my favorite exhibits at the Field Museum is the Tyrannosaurus Rex. They named it Sue. And
really?
So
wonder how that came about.
So what did you have to do with that? I'm just curious. When did that discovery occur?
Well, I believe, if I recall my history correctly, that it was discovered on August 14th, 1990. If I recall my history correct. Actually, it was discovered 2 days earlier on August 12th by Sue Hendrickson after there were a couple flat tires on the Suburban. My brother made a trip into town. I was not around at the time. I had gone back to Hill City. We were done digging dinosaurs. All he was going to do was get a Triceratops out of the ground, and then a couple flat tires on a Suburban caused Susan to make a short walk of several miles up to where the Triceratops was being dug. And on the way, she walked by a butte on Morris Williams' property and saw some bones coming out of the ground. So it was August 12th, 1990. It was actually found August 14th, my dad's birthday, 1990. We started excavation.
There was a controversy over who owned it after a while there. Can you
no controversy at all.
No?
No, there's no controversy. We knew who owned it. But the government claimed that they owned it.
That's what I was referring to.
And the landowner then, after he'd sold it to us, another man from up in Vancouver offered him $1 million or more if he could get it back from us. So then the landowner decided he wanted it. And the tribe, who had nothing to do even with the property or the land or anything else, decided they wanted it. But there was no controversy. We owned it.
Well, congratulations.
No, we owned it. We owned it. Although they all took us to court. Or the government ended up taking us to court. But we did something. They first came in and seized the dinosaur. They came in and took it. And they came in and took it, claiming that we had taken it illegally from federal lands. And they said that they had a search warrant to take Sue and everything that was associated with Sue. But because they had that search warrant, they figured they could take anything and everything they wanted. So they took all of our records from the office, every single one, and all the fossils collected that summer, and many other things. They were there for 3 days, 4 days during the seizure. Brought in people from every branch. The seizure started with. Well, we had law enforcement agents there from of course, the FBI and the BIA. And the Department of Cardboard Boxes, BATF, Park Service, also there was Highway Patrol, there was Pennington County. It was every Department of Agriculture and Forest Service, every branch that you could think of. As the dust settled, as they say, it ended up in a pretty cool display in Chicago. No matter where Sue would have gone, she would have made a great display, because all of this legal stuff was in newspapers all the way, in magazines all around the world for a long time. I remember from May 14th, 1992 until one trial ended. It was actually until October of 1998 when the auction finally happened. That it was in the papers all the time. So no matter where Sue would have gone, she was already a rock star. She was already famous. She was already desirable. Now you ask, was she 100% complete? No, there is no dinosaur, with the exception of small articulated dinosaurs in rock that were found in China. Those are the only complete ones that you find that are crushed flat and preserved in small areas. But large dinosaurs, you have to find them somehow. Sue had been weathering out at the base of this cliff. We had 35 feet of overburden to remove by hand before we got down to the bone layer. Was there any clue as to how it died? Did it? How long was the? There are lots of clues as. How long was it? I mean, Sue's approximately. Well, you've seen it at the Field Museum. Approximately 40 feet long. That's a big. That's a big. Sue is the largest, most complete. Theropod or meat-eating dinosaur that has ever been found, period. Wow. Her bone count is a little over 70% by bone count complete. But all the major bones she has.
Yeah.
There's a lot of small bones that she doesn't have.
Yeah.
She's missing the end of her tail.
How do they replicate those? Now, today they're using 3D printing.
They use 3D printing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was done that way back
No, I don't
then.
think it was. I think
Everything
they were
that way we always did it. We made molds, made things smaller, cut them down, make a mold of something, cut it down, make it a little smaller, make it look right, make a mold of that, cut it down, make it smaller.
Sure.
That was my specialty, making bones that were tinier.
Well, now this is one of your pieces here, right?
Not mine. No, it was collected. It was collected by G.B. Zeitner near Mission, South Dakota, about 5 miles before
Now,
where
what
I
is
was
this
born.
exactly? It's a jaw. I got that part.
Of a
Gomphotherium.
Gomphotherium.
It's an elephant-like creature.
Yes.
Yeah, I could tell by the tusks in the front of the jaw. But this is really, really cool. Well, listen, it was a pleasure talking to you about this.
Everybody's got flu.
Oh, yeah, I don't blame you.
Okay.
I don't blame you. Can I have your card?
You may.
Needless to say. That's pretty funny.
Do you have to have $1 in you, or can you have $5 back?
Hi, everybody. Gary Olsen at the biggest gem show on earth. We're out at near the Holodome. It used to be called the Holodome. Some other hotel bought it. But anyway, this is one of the biggest venues. It's on Country Club Lane. And as you can see behind me, I'll do a 360. There are the tents. There's food here. There is enormous tents. These tents are like 2 to 4 football fields under roof. And phenomenal.
It's got to be real different.
This is the one. This is the best.
It's the best I can do.
You want to do like a
Beautiful.
Right here. I'm standing kind of sideways with
Opal from Australia. You know how you know this is all authentic? Because all the guys talk like this. Okay, for you guys who have motorcycles and belong to an outlaw gang, that's your jewelry right there. That's my favorite right there. Yeah. I mean, you know, nothing says badass like a Cobra bracelet. We're on I-10, and I like to call this area Little Brazil because you can see the Brazil flag behind me. All these vendors are pretty much from South America, and more specifically Brazil. And there's some beautiful, beautiful things here at this venue. This is astonishing in that the birds have character and accuracy, and whoever carved it did a magnificent job. It is outstanding. All made of gemstones. Look at this one out of quartz. Yes. Magnificent. Oh. All carved out of gemstones. Into a pool made of an amethyst geode. Gorgeous. And this, oh my God. Well, you can see it's almost the size of the van behind it. It certainly weighs the same, if not more. That is incredible.
They're really small.
Right.
Oh, that's neat.
Aren't those great, Gary? This one is 220. How much is 220?
Quite the display. There's a cross-section of a meteorite that shows pretty much iron, crystallized iron. But when you go down here, there is palisite, which is a gem material, which makes up the interior of the meteorite. Well, I mean, you know, iron is the most abundant mineral in the universe, obviously. It's at the core of every planet. But there's meteorites out there with gold in them, probably, and silver and copper and various other metals, or gems for that matter. Here are iron meteorites found in Argentina. Keno Sports Complex. This is a huge hospital, athletic facility, all that kind of stuff out here in Tucson, and this is where they have one of the big shows. It's a lot outdoors and some indoors. And as you can see behind me, there's Linda. She's looking over some material for her passion, which is collecting specimens and rocks and things like that, and gems and minerals. So let's take a look at this facility, because this is an amazing show. It appears this vendor can satisfy all of your skull needs. You can get just about anything. Thai food, Mexican food, curly fries, Greek food. What's that? Is that ocean jasper?
Take the piece I have by the back door. I'm a little curious to what they want for that now. Remember I bought that up in town.
Yeah. These are works of art made of minerals and fossils. Amazing. This is, every year you see something that is beyond spectacular, and this is my moment right now. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Cool, huh? Boy, I tell you, if I had a seafood restaurant, I'd be all over that.
Well, this is tourmaline from the, you say rubellite tourmaline from the Minas Gerais area of Brazil. And these are all natural crystals. And so I bought some things like this, except I got some little gemmy ones. And those are going to be wrapped very simply. Aren't they beautiful? That's rubellite means the pink. And then the green is what do they call the green? The green is
Green tourmaline. Verdite.
yeah.
There it is right
The
there.
name for it though, they call the green one.
Verdite.
Veracite.
Verdite. Yes.
Here, oh, here you go.
I can't let this opportunity pass by. One of the cool things about coming to the Gem Show, particularly here at 22nd Street, is street food. They've got food trucks here that are amazing. And look, I'm having the pizza, and it is a spicy Italian sausage and mozzarella cheese, a hand-tossed crust. Yeah! Linda's chowing down on the pepperoni one. What do you think of the pizza? Isn't it great?
Very good.
I know, it's awesome.
My favorite.
And we had an appetizer waiting for the pizza. We went over to the Italian sausage place and got some of those curly,
Ribbon fries.
you know, those curly, yeah, those curly fries. It's actually one giant potato chip is what it is, and it's all tangled up. Pretty good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can take a potato and make $6 off it.
Yeah, that's how you make $6 out of a potato. What's your name, by the way?
Jim, these are our new frames by fossils.com,
Right.
and they're 3D floating frames. You place your item inside, close it,
Yeah.
it locks.
Yeah.
Now you can display it diagonally
Yeah.
or flat.
What a great idea. Look
You
at
could do a
that.
nice heavy sphere,
Yeah.
or you could do something extremely light and delicate, like a butterfly.
Amazing. Show me that seashell one. That was a cool one.
So
Yeah. Look at this.
it doesn't damage the seashell in any way.
Yeah.
And it could even stretch for something very strangely shaped.
Yeah. That's cool. Now, what if I wanted to
Fossils.com.
put a nameplate or something on it? Is there space for that?
We have ones with nameplates that are down
Alright.
here. So you can put your nameplate down here.
Ah, that's right. Oh, very. And then they come in all those different sizes and costs. Yeah.
That's our retail cost, and we could always lower the price the more you buy.
You know, every once in a while I come to the show and I see some invention that could really help retail stuff, you know? And this is one of those situations.
Well, we try to do our best,
Yeah.
especially when you're dealing with delicates or something
Sure.
you really appreciate.
Sure.
And even all the way back to grandma's knitting.
Okay. This is my favorite booth here at 22nd Street. This is true frequency. And all right, now explain to me how this works.
This is a grounding technology. So what we do is we put a vibration into the metal or the minerals in our silicone, which is the vibration of the Earth, 7.83 hertz. That's a frequency known as Schumann's resonance. That's named after Dr. Schumann, who was a German scientist who in the 50s determined that the Earth had a resonance, a vibration. And they have named it Schumann's resonance in his honor. What we have found is that that frequency was the natural frequency of the human body as well, because Dr. Mueller, who was another doctor, determined that the brain's frequency was the same frequency. So we find that customers are people who wear our products get the best results at Schumann's resonance. That's the frequency that is the best for the body.
Well,
the body used to resonate at that frequency.
Now I have a ring on this hand and this hand, and they're both true frequency rings. I've worn them for a year.
True Frequency Products, www.buytfp.com. And what we do is we put a frequency of vibration into that product. The minerals in the metal hold that frequency, and we guarantee that frequency for a lifetime. I can't say that there's nothing on the planet that will disrupt that frequency, but if you ever don't find it working the same way it did the day you bought it, you're more than welcome to return.
Well, everybody who knows me knows I have psoriatic arthritis, and I had one ring. I started with one ring on my left hand, and then I had a setback. I had ulcerations on my hand. It looked horrible, but the left hand was perfect, but the right hand was a mess. So I said, so I ordered another ring.
and people say, well, this has got to be some kind of snake oil or hocus pocus, because it just doesn't make sense that you can put a ring on or bracelet or all stones and minerals have frequencies. The good Lord put a lot of stuff on the earth. It's a natural way to get the body. You know, he put the stuff here we need. We just need to figure out what works for what.
I'm a believer. It was a pleasure.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a great day.
kidneys and adrenals.
In the what?
Adrenal glands.
Adrenal glands
Adrenal
and
glands.
kidneys.
Yes. Okay. Also, you need more circulation. It means you need more oxygen. And I see that also you have been having sometimes headaches. Have you been having headaches?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Can you write the bowls you need in your phone? Can you write it or in a paper? Can you write the singing bowls that will kill you?
Yeah.
Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you.
Thank you.